Hey friends, Bill here. How you doing? Hope you can hear me okay. Trying to get better at the microphone and how it sounds, but it's good to be with you today. It's been a while, so I want to talk about some upcoming events and hope that you would either join us to preach the gospel, or you would pray for us, or give so others can go. That kind of thing. This is all a great commission work that we're engaged in, and so there's really three things to do: go out and evangelize, pray for those who are going, or help us find people to go, or give so others can go. That's kind of the way Paul talks about the giving and the going and taking people with him. It's a pretty simple work we get engaged in, but it certainly takes a lot of effort. So we're going to talk about some upcoming events. The first one is the Commonwealth Games in Scotland, in Glasgow. We've been to Scotland before, 2014 for the Commonwealth Games back then. In Glasgow, when it comes to evangelizing in a city, is one of the best in the Western world. There's people out around the train stops and downtown all the time, and that's what you're looking for. The Commonwealth Games, in one sense, is an excuse to go to Glasgow. But what will happen with the Commonwealth Games? You'll have people from around the world come in, and so not only do you have the locals, which are busy, you'll have a lot of international people coming in as well. It's a 10-day event, and it's going to be a good event. We were in Birmingham, I guess, about 4 years ago, which is in the middle part of England, and that was busy downtown. You get to meet a lot. You see a lot of different people from different places, and then Glasgow is going to have its own unique local folks, and then whatever the immigration situation is, with people can move in there. So you just step right in the middle of the city as it's putting on the event, as people are living their lives and riding the trains and going to and fro. And so that's kind of the environment. So Lord willing, there'll be about 8 of us there preaching Christ crucified, calling sinners to repentance and faith. And one main thing that goes on in these events is that we're there to minister to people as they respond. We're not just up there to bring information and ask people to believe information. And we're there to preach Christ, the person of Jesus Christ, who saves and brings salvation to us, brings atonement, justification, glorification. The just live by faith. But also, as people hear the message, they're going to have a response. It happens with everybody passing by. And so in that response, we want to be there to talk to them. We're not adversaries to people. We're not their enemies. We are there to bring the good news of the gospel and to minister to them as well. And I think what you start to see when you come out there with that kind of disposition towards people, their heart sort of softens up, and you can communicate some good mission work. We were at the New Orleans Jazz Fest last weekend, last Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and one of the fans came up and asked me to pray for someone they knew that actually had stage 4 cancer. So that's really, when you look at that kind of invitation, that's a risky thing to walk up. We're strangers, and we're out there with our Bibles and preaching and stuff, and they just walk right up to us, and they have a sense they can trust us to come up and ask us a question, something very personal like that, and say, hey, will you pray? And so certainly did. We're still praying for Chad and his cancer. So that's the second thing of what we're really there to do. And then lastly, if at all possible, we want to get people in a Bible teaching church for discipleship. And really the key here for unbelievers, for sinners, is to get in a place with really two things from my perspective. One is they've somehow got to start reading the Bible. And if you seek the Lord, he'll show himself to you. And we seek the Lord by reading the Bible. And the other thing is to get around some really good teaching. And sometimes that is on the internet, and sometimes that is in a church. But either way, we want to get them in a place where they can be encouraged to read the Bible, learn to read the Bible on their own, have some good teaching. I mean, church is such a good setting. Obviously, when there's good teaching going on, it's clear, it's direct, you have compassionate ministers and so forth. So if we can get them there, that would be the best end game. That's a challenge for us, because people, they'll deal with us at a certain level, but going from dealing with us to taking a church recommendation is a challenge, because that's not how people perceive the reason that we're there. But that's what we want to do. That's what I'm saying to you. So we'll meet people from around the world. We'll meet other Christians coming there to evangelize, to go to the games and stuff like that. So the whole idea is it's a really fun time in that sense. Glasgow is an easy city to get around, and hopefully I can take a trip on the train over to Edinburgh, where I'm actually in the seminary over there, and meet some folks over there as well. So in other words, what I'm saying there is Glasgow, Edinburgh are close. Things are close in Scotland, and we're looking forward to getting over there. Another I want to share is the Grand Prix, the Montreal Grand Prix, which is in a couple of weeks. May 22 to 24. Montreal, a historical city in Canada. It's in the province of Quebec, it's a French province, and they have their own unique way of living life. Not only are the signs oftentimes in French and not in English, but they certainly have their own political mission, unlike like Ontario, where Toronto is. And so it's different there in one sense politically. They have a strong Roman Catholic heritage, but nevertheless, free speech is free speech, and we can get out there and preach in different places. There's a lot of people that come to the Grand Prix. It's a 3-day event. The Montreal Grand Prix is it's on a circuit with the other Grand Prix races, and this will be our third Grand Prix as well. We did St. Pete, Long Beach, and now Montreal. Be great to do them all. But anyway, Montreal is going to be a good place now. There's 3 of us going there. Got room for one more guy to come and join us there. We got room for 4 staying in Airbnb. And so, listen, if you want to go up there and preach, you don't have to preach in French. English works good. And we were there a year before last. A friend of mine and I, we found a great spot there in the city. Well, I think we went there 3 days in a row once we found it, and it was just a great spot. Met lots of people. Lots of people heard the word, took tracks and stuff like that. We actually got some French tracks as well. So looking forward to the Montreal Grand Prix as well. And so those are 2 main things I want to share with you today. If you have an interest in going, send me a message. You can call me or text me, 423-724-7500, 423-724-7500, or hopefully the links will be below this video wherever you see it. And come and join us. I think if you've never evangelized before, while you might have a lot of fear, the fear is just the fear of man. It's not really a real fear that really manifests itself. Once you get into this kind of work and find the joy of really ministering to people. So in other words, the key here is like all things in life, like in sales. Once you stop thinking about yourself and you start thinking about the other people, and then you start looking at their response to what you're saying, that's where the joy is. That's where the fun, if you will, comes in selling and other things like that. So when we're evangelizing and you're dealing in a spiritual realm, whether you're preaching or distributing literature, then people, they receive what you're saying, they respond spiritually, and you see it in their eyes. And you start to understand you're just a messenger. You're an ambassador for Christ. You're not on trial. You're not on display. You're really the message. Christ crucified, the message. Christ, the power of God and wisdom of God. That's what's on display basically for people, and they start responding. And you see in their eyes, you respond to them as they respond to you, and that's where the fun and the joy of it all is. And so once you get into that, we as Christian people naturally respond well to that kind of a situation. Our challenge is getting into that situation. And so one thing we try to do at SFOI is help people get in those environments and get them going so they can start having those interactions with people and start really enjoying it. So that's what I want to share today, friends. I want to try to keep it short today and on this Thursday. So listen, Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland, come join us or send somebody to us. July 23 to August the 2nd, Montreal, Memorial Day weekend, May 22 to 24. Lots of opportunity out there, even here at home near Chattanooga. There's stuff going on all the time. So, but these kind of events attract not only a lot of people, but a lot of people from different places, and they're really a priceless opportunity. Like we couldn't afford to bring all these people that would be in Montreal or all the people that would be in Glasgow together. It's a priceless gathering of people. And so we're really taking advantage of these events that go on and getting out there and evangelizing to them. So, all right, friends, listen, thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful day and hope we can talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.